Punishment Island movie review. So this is a Japanese movie. It's an old movie, came out in 1966. The title I've seen translated sometimes as Captive Island, so either Captive Island or Punishment Island. I rented this movie when I was living in Japan, and yeah, I knew nothing about it before I rented it. And I had limited Japanese ability, so I just picked it up mainly just because it looked interesting. The DVD box looked cool. I like old movies. And with my limited Japanese ability, I was able to pick out that there was something about anarchists in the plot. I didn't have enough Japanese ability to read the whole description on the DVD box, but I could pick out some words. And being interested in anarchism generally and anarchism in Japan specifically, I thought, oh, this movie's probably right up my alley, and I rented it. Having brought that up, actually, maybe I should address that right now. Slight spoiler alert. Anarchism that does come into play a little bit near the end of the movie, but it's only about a political dissident. It's not about the philosophy of anarchism itself. It could have been just any political dissident substituted in there, would have fulfilled the same plot point. So not a lot to do about anarchism, but an interesting movie. Now, because I rented this movie not really knowing much about it and not being able to read the DVD box, this was one of those pleasant experiences where you don't know anything about the movie, but as it goes on, everything is kind of catching you off guard because you had no presuppositions about it. The movie opens with a man taking a ferry into a small island town. He says he's looking for someone, but he won't say anything more than that. As the movie progresses, through a mixture of flashbacks and conversation, we begin to find out more about this man and why he's come to this island and what he's looking for. Because of this gradually unfolding of the story, the first half of the movie really held my attention. For that reason, I think this is one of those movies that it's best to go into knowing as little as possible. So I recommend that you just watch it and you don't read any more reviews and you don't listen to the rest of this. That being said, if you're still sticking around, I'm going to go in and spoil the plot of the movie a little bit. So be forewarned, spoilers from here on out. As the story unfolds, we learn that the main character, Sabo, was a child in the reform school that used to be located on the island during World War II. And he's come back to get revenge on the people who had brutalized him. Although many of the elements of this film are standard themes from revenge movies, the timing and the pace of this film helped to give it a tense atmosphere, and it held my attention throughout. There are also some political overtones and interesting ironic symbolism. For example, the teacher who knew that the boys were being treated as slaves but did nothing to help them keeps a massive picture of Abraham Lincoln in his living room. So, kind of ironic there. I wonder if his character is meant to represent all the Japanese people who knew that the government was doing bad things during the war, but were too timid to do anything about it. Or maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I'm probably not, actually, because about the time this film came out, mid-1960s, was about the time when Japanese film industry was taking a very critical look at Japan's role in World War II. So, yeah, it's a classic film. It's in Japanese, and it's in black and white, so, be forewarned ahead of time. But, yeah, I'd recommend it for what it's worth. And sorry I spoiled some of it for you.